Welcome to Learning TWI the Fun Way with TWI Junior Pro. My name is Kwesi, and for today's lesson we have 4 translations from 4 different people. So the first person that needed something translated was Lionel. Lionel, thanks. And these are the things that Lionel wanted to know. The first thing that Lionel wanted to know was, do not be surprised when I stop answering your phone call. And that in TWI can relatively be said in 4 different ways. And the first way that one can say that is, Ɛmma nwanwa se mennfa biowa. Again, Ɛmma nwanwa se mennfa biowa. So basically, nwanwa in TWI is like surprised, right? So that's the first way of saying it. The second way of saying it is, Ɛmma ndwiri se mennfa biowa. Again, Ɛmma ndwiri se mennfa biowa. Ndwiri in TWI is basically saying shocked or surprised, right? So now the third way of saying it is, Ɛmma nwanwa se megyae fa. Again, Ɛmma nwanwa se megyae fa. And the fourth way of saying it is, Ɛmma ndwiri se megyae fa. Again, Ɛmma ndwiri se megyae fa. So the main difference between Menfa and megyae. Menfa basically says I won't pick up, right? Meaning I won't answer the phone, right? And megyae in TWI means I'll leave. So basically, if somebody calls you and you leave the call, technically you didn't pick up, meaning you didn't answer that, right? So Lionel, thanks again for continuous support. And the second person that needed something translated was Gift. Gift, thanks again. Gift is new, so I really appreciate your support. And these are the things that Gift wanted to know. So Gift basically wanted to know 2 things, right? The first thing that she wanted to know was how to say the word to in TWI. But I've already covered that in lesson 25, I think. So I referred her to lesson 25 and she went and checked it out, right? So Gift, thanks again for that. Now the next thing that Gift wanted to know was how to say instead in TWI. Now in TWI, like to, we don't have a direct word to say to or instead in TWI, right? It's mostly implied, right? So depending on the sentence, we derive to or instead from it. But instead has 3 possible ways of saying it. So what I'll do is I'll say these 3 ways, then I'll put them in a sentence, then I'll actually say what I was trying to say in that sentence. I hope Gift that's actually good enough for you, right? So the first way of saying instead in TWI is anka. Again, anka. And the second way is mmom. Again, mmom. And the third way is anaa. Again, anaa. So now let's put each of those in a sentence, right? So what I'll do is I'll say TWI sentence and I'll say the English sentence, what I was trying to say in TWI, right? Then basically you'll hear the word instead inside the word, right? So the first way of saying instead with anka is, bɛgye se anka manya ataadeɛ foforo. Again, bɛgye se anka manya ataadeɛ foforo. Now that in English, what I was trying to say is, I'll be happy to get new clothes instead. See how instead came in and anka came in, right? So the second way is mepɛ kɔkɔɔ no mmom. Again, mepɛ kɔkɔɔ no mmom. And that in English would be, I like the red one instead. See how mmom actually became instead in that, right? So the third way of saying instead is mennfa kwadu anaa ankaa. Again, mennfa kwadu anaa ankaa. And that in English is, should I take the banana or you can say instead of orange, right? Gift, I hope that made sense to you. If it didn't, please drop me a message in the comment section and I'll try and explain it in a broader sense, right? And the next person that wanted me to translate something was Afari. Afari, thanks again for your continued support. And these are the things that Afari wanted to know. The first thing that Afari wanted to know was, he doesn't show respect to his superiors at all. And that in TWI can be said in 2 ways. Now the first way of saying it is, ɔmfa obuo ma ne mpanyimfoɔ koraa. Again, ɔmfa obuo ma ne mpanyimfoɔ koraa. And the second way of saying it is, omu ne mpanyimfoɔ koraa. Again, omu ne mpanyimfoɔ koraa. And the second thing that Afari wanted to know was, do you know the reason why he is disrespectful? And I guess to summarize that, one can say, why is he so disrespectful? And that in TWI can be said as, wunim nientia omuadeɛ. Again, wunim nientia omuadeɛ. But one can actually put it in a different way, which is, adentina omuadeɛ saa. Again, adentina omuadeɛ saa. And the third thing that Afari wanted to know was, he didn't tell me he was coming here today. And that in Twi can be said as wanka nkyerɛ me sɛ ɔreba ha ne. And mind you, in Twi, the re part, we usually do not say it out loud. So we usually say wanka nkyerɛ me sɛ ɔba ha ne. Again, wanka nkyerɛ me sɛ ɔba ha ne. But remember, either ɔreba ɔba is still fine. That's acceptable, right? And the next thing that Afari wanted to know was, why did you do that to him? And that in Twi can be said as adɛn nti na woyɛɛ no saa. Again, adɛn nti na woyɛɛ no saa. And the last thing that Afari wanted to know was, why did he do that? And that in Twi can be said as adɛn nti na ɔyɛɛ saa. Again, adɛn nti na ɔyɛɛ saa. Thanks again, Afari. And the last person that wanted something translated was Juju. I appreciate your continued support. And this is what Ju wanted to know. Ju wanted to know, how do you say I promise in Twi? And that in Twi can be said as mishebo. Again, mishebo. So that's about it for this week's lesson, guys. I just wanted to say thank you to my old subscribers, right? I really appreciate your support. Thanks to my new subscribers. Thank you guys for actually loving the content enough to actually subscribe to it. I really appreciate it. And guys, remember, please, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you could, please let anyone who wants to learn Twi or wants to find out what Twi is about come to this channel. And hopefully if they go through the content, they'll like it enough to actually subscribe to it, right? And guys, remember, if you like the content of the channel, please click on the like button, please click on the subscribe button, and please click on the bell button for future notifications, right? And for the Twi Junior Pro app, guys, it's less than $1. Please go to Google Store, download it, and with that and these lessons, you learn Twi quicker. And with the coronavirus, guys, remember, it's not about you, it's about the next person. So please take care of yourself so that you can protect others. So with that, guys, with lots of love from Kwesi, bye, be safe.